As he approaches the angle, we see him shift his crosshair. It was here for a second. He shifts it into the wall. He's in his mind, he's thinking about this angle on his screen that's like here. But he's made the mistake of not just clearing these first angles that are available to him before thinking about the next one, right? He's walking out to pre-aim the next angles. He's pre-aiming the guy who could be over here on this wall. He's going to get killed
Uh-oh.
by the fade up close. BOOSTIO has made the mistake of going into a hard clear to clear angles way out here before just soft clearing the angles as he goes. Put your crosshair right here, soft clear all these angles, get up to the area where we're going to hard clear, and then go into a hard clear and clear properly. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Types of clearing. The first kind of clearing we're talking about is hard clearing. So that's going to look like you coming up to the angle. So in this case, I'm going to hard clear this angle. I'm coming up to the angle. When I get to that spot, I stop moving. I aim through the wall at the corner, and then I swing out and I stop moving. And I'm going to use that like going on a sight as well. So I might come up to this angle, look at the sight. I might hard clear this corner, then hard clear this, and then hard clear like the plot angle, and then hard clear CT, and the other side CT, and then stairs. And ideally, if you're hard clearing properly and your crosshair placement's good and stuff, that's going to let your brain react a lot faster. Because now I've done everything. I've stopped ahead of time. I've aimed ahead of time. I've put my crosshair on the head ahead of time. Everything is all in line. So all I have to do is click or do some micro adjustment and then click. This is great for really common angles. So for example, this angle we had earlier is very common. People like to peek this. So super common exact angles. They're very like pinpoint. Like people like to play exactly here. This is a good pre-aim one. Obviously Market's a good pre-aim one. This is a little bit funky because it can kind of be a little all over the place, but it's still like this is a common one to do. And then both sides of CT, right? People love to play against this wall, as well as against this wall, and then as well as onto stairs. It's not as great, however, for when you need to go really fast. So if I had to go fast, let's say if I have low time, right, it's not going to really be feasible for me to go like like I'm going to end up kind of hurting myself more than I'm helping because I'm trying to like maneuver my crosshair perfectly and hard clear each thing while doing full speed. So it ends up me just looking like I have my crosshair in the wall. And that's effectively what we see in the clips, is that if you try and pre-aim everything and you want to go quick, you end up doing this, which means to flick back and shoot a guy. Because you were pre-aiming so much, you pre-aimed nothing.
What about the importance of stopping within the movement?
Stopping is crucial for one, your movement, so that you're actually ready to shoot, but also your brain. It makes you intentionally check each angle. If I don't stop and kind of do like this or just whatever, the whole point of hard clearing is I explicitly clear one at a time, and stopping really makes sure that I take them piece by piece. Let's say I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know it's like here. Maybe I think it's like here, right? Or it's like here or something. And I go to peek it. You might peek with a bad crosshair placement. If you guess badly, you kind of get screwed a little bit. You can just kind of jiggle it. You come to your angle and you jiggle it. And that way, when I try and kind of hard clear this market angle, if I guess wrong, the crosshair's like up here or something, and I jiggle it, I'll see if there's a guy there. And now that I just saw the angle a second ago, I can adjust my crosshair and then like hard swing it properly. So you can kind of jiggle out some of the angles if you have extra time and you aren't as confident with where your crosshair should be. The other type of way of clearing corners is to soft clear angles. Soft clearing is good for when there is no specific angle, right? Along this back wall, the enemy could be anywhere kind of posted up on this wall. So it wouldn't really make sense for me to kind of like individually stop and peek and stop and peek and stop and peek, and that takes forever, and I might just kind of guess wrong on these peaks and just have a hole, like you might just see my shoulder or something. So when there's a very smooth angles that you could be at, it's all kind of continuous, I'm going to soft clear, which means keeping my crosshair away from the wall a bit, trying to hold with a gap as I go across. That gap should ideally sync up with my reaction time, so that when the breach is seen, and I kind of notice and stop moving, my crosshair should be lining up with his head. If I do it too close to the wall like this, then you're going to notice that when you react, you have to flick back to kill him. So you can watch your replays and see which one you're doing. If you're doing too far, too close, you're trying to line it up. That's going to depend on kind of how fast you're clearing. So if you're run clearing, for example, and I'm like full sending it, then I might hold with a bigger gap to adapt for that. Or if I'm, crouch walk clearing or something, I'm going to hold with a much smaller gap because I'm going to have more time to react to him. Another big thing is how the other person is doing. If you think he's swinging you, and I'm also swinging him at the same time, that means he's going to be zooming around the corner to the left while I'm also clearing to the right here, so I would need to give a bigger gap for that. So if you can hear his footsteps, or if you think it's a neon or something like that, I would hold an even bigger gap to give him time to walk out into you. Effectively, he's moving faster. It's also really good for when there's low time, right? If I'm coming onto a site, then I would really want to hard clear all these angles individually if I have like infinite time. But if you don't have time, you have to go. Instead of me trying to kind of hard clear while I'm moving, and I just end up like putting my crosshair in nowhere, it's better that I just do it all with one gap as I go along the corners. That way, at least I'm getting a reasonable crosshair placement, no matter where he's standing on site. Okay, so if I have no time at all, I'll clear it like that with a soft clear. Incorporating them together, right? If I'm coming up to clear a main, for example, I might hard clear this angle in specific, or maybe I'm coming from here, right? I'll hard clear this angle in specific. That means I'm stopping, swinging, stopping. Then I'll work my way up. I'll probably soft clear these open areas out here, because anywhere here is very like all neutral. And then the specific box angle I might hard clear. Then I might come out to the gen angle. I might like soft clear front gen. Maybe I'll hard clear like this gen angle here. Maybe I'll hard clear this one. You know, up to you how you want to clear these. But you should get the general feeling for it. Then I might soft clear up to here. But I want to hard clear this one angle that's very specific, that spot. People like to stand right there. But then I'll switch to soft clearing for this back wall. Right? React to this guy. Then for these two angles, the jump up and the one over here, I would probably stop, hard clear that. And then I would stop, hard clear this. And then for this last angle along this wall, you could either soft clear this one, or honestly you could hard clear it if you think they're right up against the wall. It's kind of up to you. And there's going to be different angles that people prefer to clear in different ways, and it all depends. But you want to have the feeling for it, and when you go to practice it in DMs and stuff, you should go along the map and try and understand which angles you like to soft clear, which angles you should like to hard clear, and make sure you're really being explicit between the two. So when I come up to here and clearing softly with a gap, I want to really stop, switch to hard clearing, stop, then I can switch back, right? I don't want it to just be some smooth sort of like I'm just kind of going and I kind of aim through here. You really need to stop in order to delineate between the two. Alright, so this corner is very common in particular, like when you're pushing CT, people love to peek exactly here. So I kind of back up for a second when I turn around. I approach the corner, then I stop moving, I pre-aim it, then hard swing, stop moving. Right? If somebody's holding CT for your push, that's where they're going to stand. So that's one that's worth hard clearing. Then I transition into a soft clear, because people will stand on this back wall and be like posted up on you or something. So I'm soft clearing this back wall because it's not really one specific angle. But this corner, right by this block here, I kind of soft clear up to it. But then once I'm about to peak, like this angle in particular, right to the right of rubble, I'm gonna aim through the wall. I stop moving, I stop moving, then I aim through the wall, then I swing, and then I stop. And then I can keep going after that. But just even if it's really quick, you have to stop to make sure you're like locked in on the angle. Alright, I soft clear along this corner, along this wall. And something I want to show here is a mistake where I'm soft clearing. Look at the size of the gap that I'm using, right? And as I go a little bit further, see the size of the gap is getting a little bit smaller on this angle because I'm kind of mentally doing the other wall. So the gap is pretty small there. Which normally that gap it wouldn't be too small for normal clearing stuff, but it's pretty small. And when you combine it with the fact that he's also running out, it makes it that this gap is too small, right? I'm moving and he's moving away from it, which means that effectively he's like on my screen he's moving faster around the corner than would be normal. So I don't react until he's already to the left of my crosshair, right? And so now I have to flick back this way to kill him. Some remedies for this are when I could have held wider, just in general, for my own reaction time, but also I could have heard him coming and been like, oh, he's going to wide swing me. I need to hold wider along the angle. So now I have to flick back, I missed a flick, and then I go for it. Okay, this is a common angle, right? People like to post up right here. So I approach the angle with a soft clear with a gap, and then I switch to my hard clear right when I'm getting ready to do it. Stop moving, aim through the wall, swing, stop moving again. Then I transition into a soft clear. I go into a hard clear like this, stop moving, aim through the wall, swing, stop moving, go back into a soft clear. Now for this angle here, right behind this wall, there's two of them. People like to play along this wall. Sometimes people play in the corner right here. There's like a little box thing here. You can hard clear either one of them. I like to generally hard clear this one and then soft clear this one, but this is kind of personal preference stuff. It's not as, I want you guys to be thinking about it. So in this game, I kind of, I soft cleared it, but then I stopped. So I did a combination a little bit, and then I definitely soft cleared this one. And you see my reaction time lines up where I stop moving and where I kind of move my crosshair it's already perfectly lined up with her head. So I don't have to do any flick that I had to do with like the hip or something.
Down and out.
Alright, then for the heaven angle, this is one that's definitely worth hard clearing in regular games. People love to just stand right here with a game. So I would come up to it and then stop like where I am now and then aim through the wall and then swing and shoot. But in a DM, they're not going to be standing there just posted up normally. So I'm still going to clear it the same way as if I do in game, and it's a little bit weird in DM, but it's good to have the muscle memory, right? I stop moving, swing, all this stuff. I hear someone to the right, and I see like their shots or whatever. So I know they're somewhere around this area. And I know they could be moving from the gunfight. Like if they kill somebody and then start swinging me, there's definitely a chance that they're going to be moving out. So I'm going to take this with a soft clear all around the corner, trying to clear it with a gap to the wall. And we see that kind of when my reaction time lines up. In this case, I left too big of a gap, and now my reaction time has to, like when I react, I have to flick to the right a bit. So I could have cleared that with a tighter gap, but then if he was moving, it'd be harder. Regardless, it's still pretty close to where it is, and it's not that insane flick as I would have to do if I was aiming in the wall. Doing a soft clear on this wall with a gap. I hard clear this angle. This is a really common one in regular games when you're pushing into water. People love to stand like right here or like right here on this wall. So this one's worth hard clearing. So I soft clear this back wall, and then once I get to this wall, I hard clear it. Let me go back.
Check.
So I'm soft clearing with the gap, clearing with the gap, clearing with the gap, and I'm getting up to the angle. I stop moving, aim through the wall, swing, and stop moving. Right, I stopped moving before I even noticed the Phoenix Star. I'm not really trying to kill him. I'm trying to get through the motions of the mental state of it. Okay, so Viper's coming here. I can hear her footsteps too, which since I'm clearing the angle from very close, it means that I'm making really distance on the angle. It's gonna go by really quickly, right? The Viper's also like full W key swinging it, which means that both of us are going to swing each other super fast. So in this case, I should have my crosshair probably like here if I really think she's going to like full send it. I need more space for my reaction time. Because right, she comes out of there like a tenth of a second, and I'm not going to react until she's way out of the corner. Since we're both so close and we're both full sending it, so my crosshair should have been way wider, like over here, this far away from the wall. If I really wanted to match my reaction time better, my crosshair still has some kind of a gap, so this is a lot closer of a flick than if I was aiming like here, like I see you guys do in your rank games, and you have to flick like twice the distance, right? So I hard clear this angle. That's a very common one. Soft clear this whole back wall with the gap. Hard clear this angle. People love to post up right there. And then I soft clear the rest of it. People like to stand this corner, but they will stand in this corner. They'll stand here. They'll stand here. Right? You don't know exactly which corner they're going to stand in, so it's a great soft clear angle. Alright, this one I'm hearing someone running from behind me, so I'm trying to do a better job keeping a gap to my crosshair, because I think he might like full run out and swing me, and I'm also swinging him, so I need a bigger gap. Yada yada. And now, since I left myself such a much bigger gap, right, from the wall, when she swings me and I swing her, my reaction time lines up a lot better with where my crosshair is. So I only have to flick a little bit to get the headshot. Much easier for me to hit.